Hi, this is Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about how the job search is going to be different during this upcoming second pandemic wave and how it's going to be different than the first one we just went through last year. Studies, experts are indicating that unfortunately it looks like in some pockets of America and some pockets in the globe, we're going to have a second wave of COVID and with the Delta variant. So how is job searching going to be different during this second wave? Obviously, these are my opinions based on research I've done, based on my experience in going through the last one with numerous clients over the last year. And here's how I think it's going to be different. So first, businesses now have been through this once before. And some businesses that survived have, now alternative business lines. They have both a business line that has an online component as well as an in-person component, brick and mortar component, and there's policies and procedures in place now and staff that are operating both ends of those businesses. So the automation that happened as a result of the pandemic to reduce contact amongst customers and employees and whatnot are now in place. So we've gone through this once before, and so we will have learned from what we went through last year, and it will make the next few months that we weather through this. I won't say it will be easier, but it'll just simply be easier than maybe last year for some businesses and some industries, because again, they've been through it once before. Another way that it's going to be different is over the last year, sources of like Bloomberg, Barron's, other financial publications have stated that U.S. in particular has saved over $2.7 trillion over the last, 12 to 18 months. And unlike the last pandemic we just went through, the first pandemic wave that we went through, that pent-up savings wasn't there last year. But now we're going into this next wave with pent-up savings that didn't get, that was saved as a result of being home and whatnot. So people are still itching to spend that money. And, now that businesses are a little bit more adept at getting that revenue processed through their companies in having adjusted business models, new business lines, and whatnot that now work within pandemic conditions, that money's going to be spent, which means people are going to be needed, staff is going to be needed, leadership is going to be needed. So I don't think the hiring is going to necessarily subside because the needs are still there, the money is there to be spent, and now businesses have an adjustment that they've made that they're going to keep employing and getting better at through these conditions as we go through it the next few months. So, those are two reasons why I think job searching will remain constant. It's not going to necessarily be harder. It's not necessarily going to be easier. It's just going to be different. And it's going to be very unique based on your background, based on what jobs you're going for, the industries you're coming from, the industries that you are going towards. It's almost like there's all these little microeconomies within each industry and within each person. But I want you to remember something. Headlines, positive or negative, they're general. They don't necessarily apply to you. I encourage you to view this all as information that you process to create your own strategy and how you tackle your job search. And that's what we're experts at. So if you would like information on how to position your resume to be ready for this next wave that most areas around the globe looks like are going to be engaged in, at least some parts of America at the minimum, then I'm going to encourage you to take my next free resume training. And the link to register is down below. And I look forward to seeing you on that training. So if you like this video, I'm going to ask you to like it. And if you know someone who can benefit from this information, I'm going to ask you to share it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so down below so you don't miss next week's video. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at lr@chameleonresumes.com or comment below. I read and reply to every email. and every comment. So I look forward to seeing you on the next training. I look forward to seeing you on the next video next week. And, keep your chin up. We're all in this together, and, we're going to get through it as we go through this, next wave that will most likely happen for much of the areas around the globe. So just be positive, stay safe, and look forward to seeing you next time.